That's probably why you couldn't hear me. My mic was muted. Hi, how's it going, Riley? It's nice to have you here. Don't mind me. I've just been fighting with Photoshop as ever because for some reason Streamlabs always likes to forget how it works right as I'm about to go live. So that's wonderful. Can you hear me all right? Hello, hello. I'm going to assume that you can hear me since no one is saying anything to the contrary. But I do suddenly realise that I've left my drink in the other room, so we're just going to let our starting soon and patron screens go back and forth, and I'll be right back. All right, that's better. I will literally die without hydration. Do I need to turn up my mic a bit? Is it let's see. We'll try there. Hi, Impossible. That's awesome. I literally just started, so I won't be able to join you tonight, but thank you for stopping in. That's very kind of you. Not live scene, chat and cam. Okay, great. I turned up my mic a bit, so I'm glad that's working. Okay. Well, here we go. Let's get Streamlabs out of the way. Haven't figured out how to make the chat window pop up over Photoshop. It'll do it fine automatically if I'm running a game, but I have to tab back and forth for Photoshop, so that's a lovely time. But I'll pop back and forth periodically and check in what everyone's saying and doing, and that'll be nice. I hope my notifications are on. It says they are, so I guess we'll find out. So tonight I will be inking over my Flatwoods Monster character design. I've been doing the plushie designs for these cryptids and fearsome creatures so far, and they were all a little bit simplified, and honestly this one's fairly simple too, but I haven't done this in a really long time, so the last couple of streams I've done have been me relearning 20 years worth of doing nothing. So we're going to just name our layers here really quickly. We're not doing stitching on this one. So we'll do our ink layer, and then we'll name this one. Oops, fix this later, because there's inevitably going to be something that I've failed to put in the right place. So for those who haven't been here before, my Eepy Creepy Cryptid Sleepover is an idea that I was mulling over for a couple of years, and it just never really came to any kind of fruition until a few weeks ago, when I picked up a sketchbook for the first time in forever and said, okay, well, we're just gonna try this and see how it does. And I knew I wouldn't stay accountable if I didn't make it sort of a spectacle. And to be perfectly frank, I never expected anyone to actually show up except for my best friend, because she, for some reason, supports everything that I do in the face of all evidence. But here we are, just doing a little doodle here. The sleepover idea, I don't know. I thought of it a few years ago, and I thought, wouldn't it be so cute if all the cryptids were sort of adorable, and lots of people have drawn them, you know, in chibi styles and all that. But what if they were all having a sleepover party? And tried to work with a few different artists over the years, and just nothing ever really came to fruition with that, because commissioning artists is always really tricky when they're very busy, often with their own projects, often with other clients that they're working with. And so I just never was able to commission anyone. So the other day I thought, well, it's been about a month now, a couple months. I thought, well, I'm sat here at this convention doing nothing, and let's just see how it goes. Hi, Aureliona Saul, how's it going? I remember your name. I don't remember which chat we've met in, because I've been supporting all kinds of other people throughout the various Discord servers that I've joined. So it's lovely to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Was it in Mass Machines chat? I can't remember for sure, but if it was, then it's unfortunate that he's missing this, because he keeps talking about how he wants to hear how I sound, and this would be the chance. I think she'll look cute with slightly pointy ears. She's not really an elf. She might be an alien. No one really knows what the Flatwoods Monster was, but if you don't know about it, in West Virginia folklore, it was sighted in the city of, rather town really, of Flatwoods in West Virginia in the 1950s, during the big everything's aliens craze. And it was this creature which was reportedly quite tall and had this sort of like red hood, and might have been something like a robot, but was definitely, you know, extraterrestrial in nature, and freaked a bunch of people out. And I thought, well, wouldn't it be cute if she's actually just this adorable little alien playing with a rocket ship, and maybe she just wants to share. So we're going to give her some horrifically garish anime eyes, which is a style I've not really been terribly fond of, but we're going to do it for her, because I think that will give her more of an alien look. You see the greys, and they often have huge black eyes, which can be quite scary. And at a later time, when I do a full color version of her, then we'll of course match it to the red and green of the Flatwoods Monster. When I was in West Virginia a few weeks ago at this sad little event, I did take a detour to Mothman territory, but Flatwoods was about an hour away in the opposite direction of going home, so I failed to go there. But I'd like to go to the festival next year. I think that would be really cool. We're going to let the front of her head come just here. Let's check in on everybody. Oh, no worries, Riley. We'll be right here. Arleona, she's the Flatwoods Monster. She is, I hope I'm saying your name right. Please correct me if I'm wrong. She's a possibly cryptid, possibly extraterrestrial, from West Virginia folklore. And I've royally balked that, so we're going to start here and just clean up the edges later. That'll be fine. Yeah, no one really knows what the Flatwoods Monster was, but it scared a lot of people in the 50s, and now people celebrate her, or it, or them, or whatever they are. That's too close to her face. As you can see, I'm a bit rusty with all this. I've only done 3 of these inking sessions so far. We're going to give her a bit of a defiant chin, I think, because we want her to be looking up. So, not really sure. She's a child in my, or at least a child-sized being in my version. So we're going to give her some perhaps more childlike features. So we don't want her to have a really sharp chin, but not 100% sure how to make that look right without her looking older, or without her looking like it's too sharp. Zoom out a bit and see. I don't like that. We'll figure it out later. We always come back when something isn't quite working the way we want it to, and that's all right, I think. So her outfit originally was something of, it looked like a metallic dress with a large cape in some tellings of the story. And in other tellings, it was more looking like a robot. I'm going to go with a little bit of both, I think. That should have come from there. But I really like how that shoulder came out, so we're going to leave it and fix it in post, as they say. Now, I'm not super great with foreshortening of limbs, so we're just going to do our best, and eventually I'll get the hang of it, right? We're just here to have fun and chill out and enjoy each other's company. Ariana, I'm using Photoshop right now, by Adobe. It's the one I've used for my entire career in graphic design. I've used other programs as well, Corel Draw and things like that, but we pay for Photoshop for my business. So, oops, I always hit the button on that, on the pen here. I'm also not great with hands, so that's why one of her hands is behind her and the other is holding a rocket ship. So you can forgive me for my skill issue. But I just really liked how her face came out in the sketch, which I'll show you here. She was just, I just thought she was really charming and cute. So, and the rocket ship is inspired by, and I'm going to put this on the other layer because I don't want to mess up her hand where I've already done it. So we'll combine all these things later on. But the rocket ship is inspired by my dad's favorite rocket ship designs. He grew up in the 1950s and 60s, so he was a big, space travel and rocket kid growing up. And my siblings and I all kind of caught that fever as well when we were growing up. But I hope he would have really liked this particular one. He passed away about 3 years ago. No need for condolences. We're all good. But he was an interesting guy for sure, and shaped a lot of my interests overall. And we're gonna make another layer to do this little front fin, which I will need to erase some bits for later. That's a bit not quite sharp enough at the bottom, so we'll just fix that one. Now it's a bit thinner. That's probably good. Actually, it looks good if it were upside down. So this is my favorite part about doing digital inking versus trying to do it on paper, is if I get something almost right, I can completely move it off the page by mistake. What I meant to do was flip it about like that. And it gives me a bit more control over how it's going to look at the end. Makes me a lot happier with the results. And a lot of people think it's kind of cheating, but I think AI is cheating, and I'm not doing that. So there we are. Gonna say it's okay and go for it, right? And we've got kind of the little pod up here where a tiny little Flatwoods Monster might go. And now we can just zoom in right here, or scroll up by mistake, and only erase the bits that we don't want to show, where that fin is no longer covering up. And I'll probably clean up some of the other lines later, some of these little areas where it's just not quite as sharp or curved as I would like. This one's going a lot faster than I was expecting. I figured this was going to be like a couple of hours, but she's really cooperating. All right, that's the correct layer here. So we want to take away this bit behind her hand because she's clearly holding it. And she's playing with it, but also maybe she kind of wants to share it with her friends. Say, hi, got a cool rocket ship. It's just like the one I flew here. Inside. Alright, back to my ink layer. We'll combine all those things in a bit and draw her some clothes. Thanks, Aureliana. I grew up in graphic design. I used to draw a lot when I was a kid, but in high school I sort of gave it up, and because my mentor passed away, and again, no need for condolences or anything like that, because this is sort of my renaissance, I guess you could say. Like I was talking about, I had this idea I wanted to do and didn't have a way to do it. And I think that my mentor probably would have been a little bit upset with me for quitting drawing for so many years. But I got my art out in other ways. I've mostly done graphic design because my family owns a print company. And so I've done a great deal of that over the years. but when it comes to actually putting a pen to paper, most of that was really good. I'm not really super happy about this, but maybe we can fix it, and if not, we can just undo it. No big deal. That eraser's way too small. It's alright, Pain. But thank you. It's very kind of you to say. I don't feel very good at it. I it's a bit of a struggle, coming off of this extended hiatus and believing in yourself. But um, and someone actually told me pretty early on, like, I think it was my very first stream. They were like, "Stop being so down on yourself," and I'm like, "Well, it's my art, and it's not up to my expectations, so I'm gonna be." And honestly, if Mr. Rogers can draw a little crappy house and say, I'm not very good, but I enjoy doing it, then I think that's good enough for me. I am really greatly enjoying what I'm doing here. Now we're just going to leave some shapes here so that I know what the heck it's supposed to look like under the clothes. Obviously she's kind of sitting on her leg here, but we're going to have to do something with that, probably on another layer, so I don't botch something up really badly. Oh my gosh! That actually kind of worked the way I wanted it to. Amazing. So this leg that she's sitting on, it might wind up getting covered up later by her dress. Um, but I might be putting her in feety pajamas. I'm not really sure yet. So we'll see how that goes. Gosh, I can't believe how, how quickly this one has gone. We might do another one tonight, guys, just because it's so short. I don't want to like mess up my analytics. Yeah, you're right. Bob Ross was absolutely like super just. I'm not that great, but I mean, he's literally one of the greatest artists of all time too. So like, yeah, if he can say it, then I don't feel too bad about kind of being, well, I'm honestly uh really behind the curve when it comes to where I could be. But there's a big part of me that's kind of like, my granddad didn't believe in artists at all. So uh, there's a little bit of me that kind of wants to say, well, maybe I didn't become a doctor, but I'm having a good time. Now, there's a neat trick about drawing hands, which is basically it's a square. So if you shape your hand along kind of a more square um, path, then you can figure out where you want everything to line up to. And I know I'm going to fail at this because I haven't done hand anatomy since high school, but that's all right. She's a cartoon anyway. Trying to get her hand to face the other way, and in my mind I can see how I want it to look, but it's not working in practical maneuvering. So we are going to pull up a reference because I'm left-handed and I'm drawing her left hand, so I can't look at it and do both at the same time. It doesn't work. So Google to the rescue. Left hand drawing reference. Now we just find one that looks somewhat in the right position. And then usually if I can see something, I can at least come closer to copying it, like visually. I don't like tracing anything unless it's my own work. I don't feel right about that. You know what? This is not funny. I'm looking at a hand and I actually wasn't really far off. It just didn't look right in my mind. That's all right. So, as you're able to, if you want to, what are you lovelies doing tonight? Do you have what plans for the weekend? Do you stream yourselves? Uh, let's have a chat. I want to know about you guys too. Also, drawing Pokemon is goals, so that's fantastic. Relaxing. Real talk, that's basically what this is for me, so that's excellent. I'm glad to hear you're having a relaxing evening. We're going to take cat. You're not a cat. Hello, can I help you? One moment, guys. I don't want that. What is it? Fry. I can see it's a fry. What's the sauce? Avocado ranch. I hate avocado. Ugh. Thank you. Sorry. Bye. I love you. Ah, that's really spicy, you guys. Give me a moment. Oh, okay. We're gonna live. It's okay. We're all right. Okay. I also have a very mild allergy to avocado, but it's so unsevere that I'm not worried about it. Gosh, that's hot. Sorry, I think I'm gonna have to chug this whole thing real quick. Oh, okay. Ooh, iced coffee. What flavor is it? I'm just gonna be nosy. Okay, so let's go back here. I know, dead air. I can't do that. That's terrible. I'm so sorry. I got thinking. It's always dangerous. Always dangerous when I start thinking. Have to bring this a bit closer. Actually, that might work. Let's roll with that. Oh my gosh, this stupid button. I wish they made one of these pens that didn't have a button on the top of it because it always mucks me up. But it's alright. Nope, that's weird. Looks like a weird foot. We're not doing that. But I do like the shape of this somewhat. So we're going to go over it on a different layer with a smaller line. And erase this one. That's a little bit better, I think. Oh, cool. I have automated messages apparently. That's very nice. Hello, new viewer. Whoever you are, welcome, welcome. And also, please tell Mass Machine's cat that I love them, because all cats must know that I love them. I have two little purring machines myself. I'm okay with that. It's not perfect, but I'm okay with it. I'm gonna have to go back in my descriptions later and say bonus materials, because we're definitely going to have time to do another one. This has gone so quickly compared to how I was expecting it. What layer are you on? What have I done? It's the right layer. Why are you not erasing? I'm just not getting close enough. I just wasn't getting close enough. All right. That's okay. That's better. We do have a little bit to do getting the lines in for her clothes. So let's see what we like and what we might need to adjust just a little bit. I have no idea what I was doing with that. Let's turn everything off and see. It doesn't even have anything on. Okay, so this is going to be our clothes layer. And there goes my pen in the drawer. Thankfully that's easy. Alright, these bits for the rocket can live there. Oops, fix this later is alright. And ink layer is good. So what I do is once I'm pretty satisfied with things, I just merge the layers and accidentally give it a layer style, and I'm not ready for that. That'll be the colouring phase later on. Let's pull up a reference image of a child looking up. Child looking up. So I can get a better idea of what the chin should be doing. It's pretty hard to do this with lines without making them look older. So it looks like really I was on the right track by simply giving her a chin here, but I wasn't getting it quite wide enough because children have that lovely little kind of puppy fat chin going on when they're little. And whereas in my stories, in the lore that I'm writing for all these characters, she's not a child because she's an alien. She's got a very small frame and all that. I'm actually not thrilled with this side of her neck, so we're going to go in here and fix that as well. Because she's kind of got, it's just kind of weird and I don't love it. So we're going to fix that as well. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome new viewers. You are just in time because it seems that we're going to have a bonus drawing tonight once I'm done with all this. This particular one, this is a Flatwoods Monster, and I'm really happy with how she's come out so far. But she wound up being a lot simpler than I was expecting her to be. So that's a nicer curve, I think. I'm gonna combine this and erase this just a bit. I hope everyone will say hello, but if you don't want to, if you'd rather lurk, that's quite alright. I do it all the time. I usually like to come into a group and follow a bunch of people, and sometimes I'll chat, sometimes I'll just sit quietly. I let a lot of streams play while I'm at work, and it'll just run in the background on my phone just to give people extra watch time or whatever, because I'm in a lot of groups for like people who what do you call it, people who are trying to get to affiliate level, so they don't have a ton of followers and you've got to have a certain amount of watch time as well. And So I'm just trying to spread the love a little bit. I don't think that multi-stream chat is doing properly. I don't know. It might be. About 5 people. Hi. Welcome, welcome. So nice to see everyone. Sorry for the delay in the drawing. I do have to tab back and forth because I only have the one monitor on my laptop. All right. Now, I had a reference photo for the Flatwoods Monster. So we're going to pull that back up because I replaced it with the hand references and all that. There's a lot of really spooky versions of the creature. It's been portrayed in artwork for many, many years, since the 1950s, of course. So what I'm going to go by the more traditional styling of her outfit, which is she's got kind of this sort of like upper tunic going on, and it's almost a robotic kind of looking sleeveless top sort of thing with something that appears to be sort of like armor plating on top. And there's usually a really wide belt that's really high up. I'm going to move it down slightly because I don't want to have a huge draping skirt that starts up here. I think that'll look weird. So we're going to give her a longer tunic, tank top, armor thing down here, and maybe let the belt, what the hell did I just do? I don't know what that was. I think we'll let the belt be something, I think what would be really cute would be a utility belt. So for that, I think it'd be really charming to do. I'm going to bring this down a little bit because you've got to have like the little segments in a utility belt, right? And these are not going to be perfect because I didn't draw any kind of I just thought of this, so there's no like reference sketch for me to go by. But I think, wouldn't it be so funny if in her utility belt she's got, and we'll color this in later, I think it would be so funny to give her, zooming out for no reason, what if we gave her a bubble wand? I think that'd be so funny. Which are some other funny things we could put on her belt that a small child or an alien with lots of cool interests might like? And we'll color it in later. I'm not thrilled with that. These two are a little bit wonky, so we're gonna fix that. Even it up a little bit. There we go. And let's go ahead and bring the razor down just a bit and take that out of the pocket thing so it's more obvious that it's a pocket. And we've got to erase this bit and this bit, give it some depth. Get the top of that hair in a second. Hello, Jen. How are you doing tonight? So glad you could make it. Welcome, welcome. Let me zoom out for you so you can see. I think I'm actually going to draw another one tonight because this one's gone really quickly. It's my Flatwoods Monster that you've already seen the sketches on my Patreon. But I'm super happy with how she came out. Why are you not zooming? There we go. I really can't wait to color this one. I was just trying to think of what we could give her in her accessory belt here. I thought a bubble wand would be cute, but I'd love some input. If anyone has any ideas on what might a little alien want to carry in her alien utility belt. That's too big of a brush. How is 8 pixels so big? It'll be more obvious that it's a bubble wand when it's colored in, but that's for another time. I guess I could color it in tonight. Maybe I will do that instead of drawing a second one. Oh God, this is terrible. What am I like? Also, very awesome that you're on YouTube to watch. I really need the watch time there. There we go. That's more like a bubble wand, sort of. I wonder what some other stuff she might have. Anyone come up with anything? Are you laughing, Aureliana? I like it. I like it. I've just realised I've completely forgotten to draw her the foot. I don't know how I missed that. Let's go back here. Actually, let's go back here on this one we haven't done anything with. Now we need a bigger nib. That's a weird looking foot, y'all. Not gonna work. It tilts in my head, so maybe it'll look more like what I imagine in my mind. The lines I have are pretty good for it, but I think she's gonna be wearing boots, sort of. I haven't really seen any images of the Flatwoods Monster that have the feet showing. So this is a bit of a departure. Her foot needs to be... Alright, let's just get some reference. That's not how legs go. Her leg is coming back. Like this a bit. Which puts the heel here. Yeah, it's in the right place. It's just not working for me. It's just not working. That's okay. We're gonna make it work. We're gonna force it into behaving. That's what we do. Brute force artwork until it does what I want it to do. That's better than it was. Alright, so we got this. We didn't draw the armor plating bit yet though, so let's do that. Because in the original Flatwoods Monster, her outfit kind of looks like she's come to take over the world in a way. I think we're going to give her some cool lines, but that kind of makes it look like she's got a lot of muscles. Then again, that will age her up a bit. since she's only just small. And I don't know, they may all wind up being little kids by the end of it. I haven't really decided. And now, typically, the Flatwoods Monster has a long skirt. And for some people, when they depicted it, it was like this giant metallic cone. And other people reported it as more like a dress, where it's more fluid and shaped like clothes. So I'm not really sure how I want to do it. I can tell you I'm rubbish at draping. So we'll see. Welcome, welcome viewers. Nice to see you here tonight. Don't be afraid to speak up if you like, or don't. No one's going to judge you. But I do feel like a prat just rambling on. So do forgive me for filling the void. It's just a nervous thing, you know. Oh, come back. I must have hit something earlier. What layer is that on? Go away. Get out of here. Need to give her just a little bit of depth here with her forearm. And then we can hit the Windows key instead. That's definitely what I meant to do. We love to see it. Too much, too extreme. Just a little bit of cleanup there. Is that going to look really weird? No, it's fine. That's okay. That is okay. Oh, wow. Thank you for the coffee. Did it actually show me who that was? Swamp Cat. Thank you. Know who you are. I appreciate it very much. That's very awesome. I strongly suspect that that means I'm going to be able to keep Streamlabs for another month. Okay. What are we thinking, guys? What are we thinking about figuring out her outfit? You know, I'm kind of leaning toward maybe is instead of giving her a dress, giving her a cape to where it's kind of flowing behind her, which is admittedly a departure from the Flatwoods Monster lore, but also it's mine, so I don't know. Maybe we'll just give her a bit of a mini skirt. Let's just see what that might look like, and then we can decide if we like it later or not. Because, not gonna lie, not a big fan of crotches. I just don't like having them in anything I draw if I can help it. So maybe we'll just give her a little bit of a shorter skirt, which has maybe some slight pleating to it. don't know. I'm going to see how that works. Not quite close enough there. But I think this might work. Maybe. Just a little bit of a depth there. Maybe? Are we liking the possibility of just covering up her legs a bit? Here's the thing. I don't want to lose what I've done with the legs. So I'm going to duplicate this layer. I'm going to put it in a little group by itself. So that if we decide we hate it later, we can always bring it back. That's another thing I love about doing this digitally, is that there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. As long as you remember to save often. I've done this whole almost an hour. Haven't saved it once. I'm so great at that, don't you know? Raise your hands if you also may be eligible for compensation from your own failure to save in Photoshop. Couldn't be me. You know, I don't hate that. Don't hate that. What are we thinking, guys? Does anyone hate this? I don't hate it. We do need a couple smaller lines here to indicate that her leg is under there, though, without it being too clingy and weird. Where is my pen? What have I done? I can read. It's fine. It's fine, I can read. So we'll just give a little bit of a line there. And a little bit of a crease up here because she's got legs under there, you know. Let's see what that's like. That's not terrible. She does look quite muscular in her armor. Giving her a bit of a, giving some 300 vibes to me. Wow, awesome. Wait, have you given me like 3 months worth of Streamlabs? Thank you. I don't know what I'm going to do with you, but I appreciate everything that you help with so much. This is so kind of you. Who's trying to bother me? Oh my gosh. Go away. Go away. You're just a scammer. Someone's hounding me on what do you call it? What am I like? MetaSuite. Just like bugging the crap out of me with like, you need my services from Fiverr. No, I don't. I'm a one-man band here. I will hire someone if I need to do something. And I'm probably not going to go on Fiverr to do it. I'm probably going to find someone that I know and like. To work with on a personal level. I've been on Fiverr and the results have not been promising for anything that I've hired for. Usually marketing stuff, and it's just not worth it. It's barely worth my own time. Okay, we've got a few things we need to clean up before we can go on to the next thing. But I do think that since it's so early still, I'm gonna go ahead and take this over into flat color because I'm actually pretty happy with how it's turned out so far. Yes, 1125 is the amount of pixels that I want the tool to fill. That's great. That's what we need. Just need to fill up some holes before we try to fill stuff because that's gonna bite us later. So I have a bit of a different way of coloring things in than a lot of artists do, and it's what works for me. Um, I don't know if everyone uh, would agree that it's efficient, but it keeps me from losing progress or messing something up royally. And in printing, especially, you've got to allow for what the product is going to be printed on later and how the print process is going to come out. So I've always got that kind of in mind. I do a lot of screen printing, so when I'm making a design with a lot of bold lines, okay, that's not the right layer. Where did this go? This on this one? No. Oh, okay, that's all right. When I'm doing stuff with a lot of bold lines, uh, then I need for it to behave a certain way to fit in with the colors that it'll be printed with. Why can't I find this? I thought I just turned you off. You're right there. Thank you. Okay. So I'll show you how I do it. And, it works for some people, it doesn't work for others. Let's see, that's closed up enough. That's not. Just loop there. I'm going to make sure there's no gaps because then you wind up filling the entire screen with the wrong thing and it just causes trouble later. I'm going to try to avoid that ahead of time, but at some point I'm definitely going to run into part of it that's like, nope, that's wrong. You messed up. And I'll go, how did I miss that? I looked right at it. And that, my friends, is how you miss things. You look right at them. You have to look at them kind of sideways out of the corner of your eye and almost look. And then you'll find things that are wrong. I'm not actually sure that's true, but it is funny to me to think of. So here we are. So we're going to start a new group up here and a new layer. And there's three primary colors with not the primary colors, but the main colors that I used with the Flatwoods Monster historically. So we're going to have those for our flat colors. And first we're going to look at the green, which is primarily the base of the outfit. And so that means it's going to be on her, just the skirt, which means I have already given myself a terrible time, I think. Because I'm pretty sure that that is not closed. It's not closed off. Okay. So I'm going to save this where it is and create a new one. Flat color. And now we can combine most everything, actually everything. that we've inked and merge those layers. So it's all one layer, because what we need to be able to do is select sections only to fill. And we want contiguous, we want only the bits that are touching each other. And as you can see, we call this the little marching ants here, and they are encased in the place that we want them. And her dress is green, so we're going to put this on the green layer. And I usually modify and expand quite a bit. I think we're going to go 10 pixels probably. That's a little bit much. Let's try 7. 7 pixels for this. And the reason for that is when you're printing, sometimes you need a little bit of overlap. Makes it easier to it makes it easier to line up the screens, because you do that manually. It's pretty much by eye if you have micro registration. There are pieces of equipment that you can do that are a little bit more forgiving and will do most of that work for you, but I've been doing it my entire life, so I just do it out of hand, just because I can do it. So this, the colors are going to go under the ink layer, and now she's got a nice little skirt. Not really the shade of green I want, but it pretty closely resembles the reference art that I'm looking at, so we're going to go with it. Now her skin is very red, but I don't think I want true red. I think I want it'll be more of a cherry sort of a situation. So, and in fact the hood also is meant to be red, and no one was really sure if it was actually the hood being part of the alien itself or just a really cool piece of clothing. No one's really know for sure, but that's okay. We just do our own thing with it, you know? What in the world is going on behind my avatar? Let me refresh that really quick, guys. There we go. Why didn't you tell me it had Photoshop behind my avatar this entire time? Also, it's not picking up my movement, which is kind of ridiculous. What's going on there? Failed to start capture. Oh well, I guess I'm just still this tonight. That's okay. Kind of weird. Oh, I see what's wrong. This is what's going on. You can't see half of what I'm doing. Let's try that. I told you guys, I have found a way to muck this up every single stream I've done, even when I prepare hours in advance. So that's just, I'm going to get it right one of these days. It'll be all right. Try that again. Here we are. Okay, so back to our lovely little child. Now, I think, honestly, much as I'd like to be like really 1000% true to the Flatwoods Monster of Braxton, West Virginia, I think what I'm going to do is let her skin continue to be red, but I think we're going to give her hood just a little bit of a different color so it doesn't look quite so much like that's just part of her face. Also, her eyes are meant to glow very bright. That's what we want. Select all those. Oh, I missed part of that for the skirt. That's okay. Go back and fix it later. Just going to go on the red layer. There's a lot of thinner lines here, so we're not going to give it quite as much of an expansion. Probably just do 3 pixels here, because as you can see when you zoom in, if it's too close, it's going to start going in and bleeding over the other colors, and we don't want that. So we're just going to fill that in. And now she's all nice and red. And we're going to give her hood, I think we'll just do a little bit brighter red for that. So maybe it's her hair. I kind of like the idea of giving it kind of a gradient, but this is flat color, so we'll probably change that later if we decide to go that route. And we'll leave that on the red layer, even though it's a different shade. Now her grey tunic, and of course the rocket ship's got to be grey as well. And again, this is just flat color. I'll probably come back in and do a little bit more with it later. But for now, it's good. Her belt in the original depictions is often 2 tones of grey, and like I was talking about earlier, the whole thing appears to be metal. So we'll give it 2 tones of grey as it would have been originally represented. But oh, messed that one up, didn't I? That's okay. It's a bit much. What colour should her bubble wand be? I think it should be yellow. That's the colour I remember getting most when I had bubbles as a kid. But maybe it should be purple. What do you guys think? I am all ears. I forgot this one was going to be separated because it's not contiguous. Okay, there we go. Expand again. Let's give it a bit darker grey here. I quite like that colour. And now it's got a little bit of depth, a little bit of dimension, without actually having any because it's flat colour. Her eyes are meant to be yellow and glowing. And also, she's meant to have a glow behind her, which is a bright green. I think that's a pretty good colour right there. Let's see. How big should that be? We're not going to worry about her eyes here because we're going to fix that later. Fix it in post. It's a really wide glow, so I think we're going to go ahead and do a bit more. Let's do 43%. Oh yeah, that's good. Like that. Oh wait, that's the spread. We want like if that's only 46, then we want like 60 here. See what we do with both of those. Not quite. That's better. We want it to be soft. So she's got kind of this eerie glow behind her. Oh wow, that was accidental, but it works. I'll take it. Some dimension that we didn't mean to have. All right. Wonder what color eyes she should have. Probably another shade of this bright green. But we've also got to take into consideration. We're going to give her eyes some normal whites, just so she's not too creepy looking. We do want her to be cute after all. No, let's see what it looks like when we do those in green. Try that first. And now we need another. Give this one white. Fill that in. Let's give her yellow eyes. Or perhaps this. Let's try this. I just want to see what it looks like because I can kind of imagine it, but it'll be interesting to see how it comes out. Yellow. And then we'll have also have her eyes be primarily black, so maybe that'll give her a bit of more of an alien look. I don't know. We'll see. Only one way to find out, right? Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. Expand this a little bit. And put that on the black layer. 100% black. Let's see. Does this make her look cute or scary? That's kind of cute. A little bit creepy. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Let's see. Let's see if you guys think anything is good. Yay, red! Indeed, indeed. You like that? I think that there's something about Streamlabs that makes the multi-stream chat act really weird. Because, like, sometimes everything will show, and then sometimes I'll pop over and it'll say it's empty when I know you've been talking. Okay, right, the rocket ship. Should we have a cool color rocket ship, or should it just be grey? Obviously, the little top's got to be blue because, you know, that was the 50s. We all were going to have our own little personal rocket ships going around. There's my eraser. I didn't know what I was doing. But that's kind of the point of being here. Don't know what we're doing. I'm just going to give this a bit of a cartoony cyan. And probably later on we'll wind up giving it some transparency because I think I want to draw. Yes, you can see me pointing to the screen. I think I want to draw like a little tiny Flatwoods Monster inside. I think that'd be really cute. What was I doing? Modify, expand. Can you lot hear when my brain just sort of error 404s like that? And I'm just like, what was I doing? The ADHD is strong in this one. It's bad. It's alright. What do we think? I think I'm just going to go classic grey. But we'll reuse the colours that we already had. As you can see, selecting doesn't always work. I will have to go in and touch those areas up, even with the flat colour. But that's okay. Touch-ups are easy. Oh, look what we forgot. And by we, I mean I. And by I mean wasn't paying attention. Just another Tuesday. Expand. Back to the yellow. go. And it's easy to change colors later if we want. No big deal there. All right. I think we'll make the body that lighter grey here. A bit of a model line, so we'll play nice with it. Need the grey layer, not to be confused with the grey lady. And now I need this darker shade. And we just go boop, boop, boop. Modify that one too. Back on the grey level. Layer, whatever. They're all the same. What do we think? Pretty happy with that, actually. I think she's kind of cute. We might keep her, guys. I've got a lot to do, like doing backgrounds and that. Let's touch up some areas here whilst doing absolutely nothing else of value. Just yammering on. What all have you lot done this week? It's been balls to the wall for me at work. And I bet that's just about everyone else as well. There's a lot of things that people are thinking real hard about. And I'm certainly one of them. But I'm trying to just keep this as a place to just be without any expectations. No one has to be or say or do anything. You can just hang out, be yourself, and we can all just chill. It's nice. Gray. I don't know how I missed that whole section of pixels, but I did. Very good. I'm very good at missing things. But I don't see any other strays at the moment. I do wonder what would happen. What do we do with the eyes? What if we give them a bit of glow as well? Because she's meant to have something with glowing eyes. Paste layer style. Ah, it just looks weird. I don't like it. Not going to do that. There we are. We got our little Flatwoods Monster with her little toy rocket. Pretty happy with that. We're going to save it. Flat color. Very good. And gosh, not bad. Got color in there, and it was only an hour and 21 minutes. But that's not long enough for my watch time to be very happy with me. So I'm going to go ahead and bring you lovelies along for my process of building my my thumbnails. I don't remember what I called it. That's the video branding. That's not what I want. Is it stream? It's gotta be it. Is it in the regular? It's in the regular branding. What am I like? Okay. So here's how I've been doing these. I've got this lovely little template, and I bring the sketch over. And actually, we're going to have to do a couple of magical things here. Oh no! What have I done? I was a fool. It's alright. Easy to fix. I didn't make a blue layer. So we'll just get that out of there. Expand it by 6. Stick it here. there. Bring it back down by 6 and delete. Much better. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? Alright. So here's what we want to do. We want these grouped. And usually what I do is I'll just flatten it temporarily so that everything is the same. So obviously this layer is huge. So I'm going to leave it the size that it is. It's what we want. That's our spares from the clothes so I don't mess them up. Now I copy this one and put it in there, and she is not even where she's supposed to be. Why don't you behave yourself, child? And then this, gonna need to ah, oh, they're not on, that's why I can't merge them. Let's try again. We're just gonna merge them for now, and all will make sense later. You don't even need it to match up. Isn't that horrific looking? Love that. Okay. That behind you. Now I've got to nudge it around a little bit. Usually I would tweak it a bit more, but we're not going to do that tonight. Can't be bothered. Going to link those and bring them down. Shrink it. Shrink it. What do you like? There we go. Come on then. Let's behave, shall we? Now, is everything mostly lined up? Now we unlink it. Now we unlink it. Thank you. And shift it around just a little bit until it's behaving itself. There we go. And now I've got this nice little handy, okay, that's from last week. This nice little handy circle here. And we inverse the selection and we delete that. And then we select that one and we delete it from there, which that really didn't do anything except for to the top of the hair and here. And obviously it cuts off the sketch pad a bit, but that's okay. And now we have our easy peasy posting for Flatwoods Monster sketch, and then turn that back on. Whoop, what am I like? Where's my circle? There it is. And export this. And we turn on the flat color as well. Not as. Export, quick export. And this is flat color. And from here, I'll make a little short video for the social media stuff. Unfortunately, I have enough trouble with Photoshop. I tried to stream doing that last time with Premiere, but it just didn't behave. So I gave up trying to get Streamlabs to share it because it was being stupid. And now we don't really need to save this one, but I usually do just save the changes and suffer the consequences later because you probably don't want to watch that. And now we're just gonna make sure this is saved before we do anything else to it. And I don't know, guys, what do you think? Still gonna have to come up with some things to go in her little utility belt. Or maybe she doesn't have anything. Maybe she's just chilling out, being all cute. But I don't want to stop for the night. It's only 7:30. And I accidentally hid my viewers. What did I do? Okay, I fixed it. Still don't know why. CV is not working. I have no idea. Let's reset the position here. Settings, general settings. I don't know. Not too terribly worried about it. It's just kind of weird that it's not going the way I was expecting it to. Because usually my little guy will kind of move around a bit, but it doesn't seem to be even registering that my camera's on. I can clearly see it's on, but that's okay. Thank you for the little guys. Are they eels? Are they little? Oh, it's a dolphin. It's a dolphin. Now I understand. I'm gonna have to like get with someone from the group and find out how to add like all the little emotes and things, and I know people can like do check-ins from various groups because I'm members with XL and the Potato Bomb Squad, and I'd really like to be more involved with that side of things, but I really don't know what I'm doing. So before we go away, why don't we look at what we can do for next week? And I will just show you some of the sketches. I'm not going to pull them up per se, but maybe you can kind of see the thumbnails. I've got the Jersey Devil in plushie form. I've already done. Have I done Nessie? No, I did Mothman first. Maybe we'll do Nessie next. I really like her belly on the plush version, the soft toy. I've got a Fresno Nightcrawler. I've got a Chupacabra, which I hate. I'm really not happy with how the sketch came out, but I think we can fix that in post as well. I've got a Jackalope, which is also not technically a cryptid, but I love them, and we are going to have one. Already did Wampus Cat. I did kind of a sleepy Mothman covering up his face with his wing, which is it's cute, but it's a little bit not exactly what I want. Got Nessie in a bathtub. I've got the Wampus Cat character model, which also I'm not 100% thrilled with, but the toe beans I think are nailed. I've got little baby Chupacabra here, not the soft toy version. My absolute favorite is the Jersey Devil character model. I don't know how I pulled it off, but I love him and I'm very excited to do that one. Kind of want to save it for later because I don't want him to go away. And the Squonk also, he's going to take a long time because he's got a lot of wrinkles and lines. So of all those, does anyone have any thoughts about who they might want to see next? gone out from the thing. Probably definitely gonna do Nessie next time, just because it's another simple one, but it's really cute. I'm trying to introduce each character on its own, so I don't really want to do the plush or character versions if I've already done one or the other. But I don't think I've designed. I did do Wampus Cat in a soft toy and in the character model, so I don't know. I guess I might have to do a poll on the various social networks and see what we think there. See if anyone's particularly married to anything. Oh, what have I done? You know, I don't think any of my sounds were on. My headphones are on. So I think I broke two things tonight. That's all right. Well, what do you think, guys? Should we call it here? It's a little bit shorter than I was hoping for because I really expected this to be a lot more detailed than it turned out to be. But I'm not I'm not mad about it. But maybe I'll restart and do some gaming later. I usually play Supermarket Simulator on occasion, and been pretty antsy to do that. Maybe after I put the kids to bed. But I've spent much of today with them, so maybe not. Does anybody want to hang out for that? I'm sure there's a lot of other people streaming right now who you might rather be watching if you're in the PBS or XL or Mass Machine groups. And I can't say as I blame you. There's a lot of really fine people in all of those groups that I've met, and they're just lovely. So I can't tell if my chat's broken again, which it does on occasion, or if it's just quiet because everyone's busy because I have been yammering sat here with nothing happening on the screen and my character doing nothing. So I think with that, I'll just call it for tonight. But thank you so much to everyone who showed up, everyone who jumped in and left. You are always welcome here. I will be streaming again on Thursdays, usually at 6 p.m. Central Time. So whatever that works out to for you. I'd love to have you back. I'll take a poll on some of my social network places. The best place of all to follow me for everything is my Patreon. It's the One True Morbs. Everywhere on social media, if you look for that, you're going to find me. AKA Differently Normal. I design my own apparel line, and if you liked what my avatar was wearing, there's a link below to be able to purchase that in our online marketplace for creators. You can also get your own line of merch. We print those and send them out for your fans, and we do much better rates than places like Tea Fury and those kinds of places. Redbubble, all those, you don't make very much off of it, and we're trying to fix that because it's what I grew up doing. Kind of want to expand a little bit and help as many people as possible with that. I don't know what else. I always have like this list in the back of my head of things that like surely I'm going to remember to talk about this stuff, and then I never do. So I guess we'll just call it an evening. And I want to say a huge thank you to the lovely patrons, Jennifer and Chelsea. And you can always join them and everyone else. My Patreon is completely free to keep up with both the schedule for streaming, behind the scenes stuff. I will be writing lore, and I've already written some for some of the characters for the Eepy Creepy Cryptid Sleepover. There'll be little behind the scenes things. This is a long term project, so there's going to be a lot to see that you're not going to catch in stream because this is just to kind of keep me uh, actually doing the thing. And I do a fair bit of writing when I'm inspired to do so. Uh, this past week has given me a lot to write about, so I'll be sharing some other things besides this particular project there as well. And again, thank you for showing up. I can't wait to see you next week. I'll probably wind up streaming some Supermarket Simulator one evening, might be later tonight, who knows. But thank you so much, everyone. I can't wait to see you next time, and we'll see you soon. Good night.